Hello everyone, my name is Vivek Vijay Kamre and today we are going to cover a topic named nitric oxide and its donor. Topics to be covered are introduction, roles and action of nitric oxide donors, vasoactive peptides, vasoconstrictor peptides and adverse effects of endothelial receptor antagonists. Nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule with diverse physiological functions. It plays a crucial role in vasodilation, neurotransmission and immune response. Nitric oxide is synthesized from arginine by nitric oxide synthetase. Mechanism of action. Nitric oxide primarily acts by increasing the amount of cyclic GMP in the endothelial cells, which further lead to increase in the amount of cytosolic calcium, and thus it causes vasodilatation. Roles and action of nitric oxide. Vasodilatation. Nitric oxide relaxes smooth muscle cells in blood vessels, leading to vasodilatation. This dilation increases blood flow, which is crucial for various physiological functions, including regulation of blood pressure. Second, antithrombotic effects. Nitric oxide inhibits platelet aggregation, preventing excessive blood clotting and reducing the risk of thrombosis. Third function is neurotransmission. Nitric oxide serves as a neurotransmitter in a central nervous system. It plays a crucial role in synaptic plasticity and the transmission of signals between various nerve cells. The fourth function is smooth muscle relaxation. Beyond the cardiovascular system, nitric oxide induces relaxation of smooth muscles in various organs such as gastrointestinal tract. Now we are going to study the names of nitric oxide donors. Nitric oxide donors are the compound that release nitric oxide. The name are glyceryl trinitrate, isosorbate dinitrate, isosorbate mononitrate, sodium nitroprusside and erythritol tetranitrate. Next topic to be covered is vasoactive peptides. Vasoactive peptides are molecules that affect the blood vessel tone, that is the tone of blood vessel. They can either cause vasodilation or vasoconstriction. Vasoactive peptides are mainly of two types depending on their function, that is vasoconstrictor peptides and vasodilator peptides. Vasoconstrictor peptides, these are the peptides which increases the tone of blood vessel, thus causing vasoconstriction. Example of that are angiotensin II, vasopressin, endothelins, neuropeptide Y, urotensin. And vasodilator peptides are the peptides which decreases the tone of blood vessels and causes vasodilatation. Example of some of them are bradykinin, natriuretic peptides, vasoactive intestinal peptides, neurotensin, calcitonin, etc. Vasoconstrictor peptides. Now endothelins. Endothelins are the 21 amino acid containing peptides having potent vasoconstrictor action. Vascular endothelium generates mainly three types of peptides, that is endothelin 1, endothelin 2 and endothelin 3. Mechanism of action. Endothelins acts on endothelin A and endothelin B receptors and causes contraction and relaxation by increasing or decreasing the amount of calcium. Roles and actions of endothelins. Vasoconstriction. Endothelins, particularly endothelin 1, are potent vasoconstrictors causing the narrowing of blood vessels. This action helps regulate the blood flow and blood pressure. Second action is vasodilatation. Through activation of endothelin B receptors, endothelin can induce vasodilation, promoting the widening of blood vessels. Vasodilatation is crucial for increasing blood flow in specific contexts. Third function is inflammatory response. Endothelins can modulate immune and inflammatory responses. They may influence the migration of immune cells and contribute to overall inflammatory environment. The fourth function is renal function. Endothelin participate in the regulation of renal function, that is they mainly influence the process of salt and water balance. Now the topic to be covered is endothelin receptor antagonist. These are the pharmacological agents which block the endothelin action by binding to the receptors. There are mainly two types of receptor present, endothelin A and endothelin B. Endothelin receptor antagonist can target on one or both of these receptors. These drugs are primarily used to modulate the effect of endothelins in conditions where excessive endothelin activity contributes to diseases. The example of some endothelin receptor antagonists are bosentan, which blocks the endothelin A and endothelin B, both the receptors. It is used in treatment of pulmonary arterial hypertension. Second is ambrisentan, selective for endothelin A receptors. Often it is prescribed for pulmonary arterial hypertension. And the next is macitentan, dual endothelin receptor antagonist, which is approved for treatment of same pulmonary arterial hypertension. Now we are going to study the pharmacokinetics of endothelin receptor antagonists. First is absorption. Endothelin receptor antagonists are typically administered orally and their absorption occurs in the GI tract. The rate and extent is mainly influenced by the food. Next is distribution. After absorption, endothelin receptor antagonists are distributed in the bloodstream and throughout the body. They may bind to the plasma proteins, due to which their half-life increases. Then metabolism. Endothelin receptor antagonist under hepatic metabolism, primarily with the help of cytochrome P50 enzyme, gets metabolized. Elimination. Elimination of endothelin receptor antagonists and their metabolites occur primarily through hepatic or renal routes. Now the topic is adverse effects of endothelin receptor antagonists. The first adverse effect is hepatotoxicity. Liver function should be monitored regularly as some endothelin receptor antagonists may cause hepatotoxicity. Second is peripheral edema. Fluid retention and peripheral edema can leading to swelling of the extremities. Third side effect is anemia. Some patients may experience a decrease in hemoglobin levels leading to anemia. Regular monitoring of blood count is often recommended. And the next adverse effect is headache. Continuing the adverse effects, the next effect is nausea, vomiting, flushing, dizziness and hypotension. And bosentan specific adverse effect is associated with the risk of teratogenicity. Remember, it is the only drug which can cause teratogenic activity. Now let's conduct MCQ on the topics that we have covered. What is the primary role of nitric oxide in the cardiovascular system? Options are vasoconstriction, platelet aggregation, smooth muscle relaxation and vasodilation, and red cell proliferation. Friend, the answer is option C, smooth muscle relaxation and vasodilation. Second MCQ is what is the primary source of renin angiotensin aldosterone system? Option A, adrenal cortex, option B, kidney, option C, liver, and option D, hypothalamus. The correct answer is option B, kidneys. Third MCQ is which enzyme is responsible for synthesis of nitric oxide in endothelial cells? Option A, angiotensin converting enzyme, option B, nitric oxide synthetase, option C, renin, or option D, aldosterone synthetase. The answer is option B, nitric oxide synthetase. Let's cover the next MCQ. Vasoactive peptides such as bradykinin are known for their role in A, vasoconstriction, B, platelet aggregation, C, vasoconstriction and increasing the vascular permeability, and red blood cell proliferation. Answer is option C, vasodilation and increasing the vascular permeability. Now let's cover the last MCQ of our topic. Bosentan is a dual endothelin receptor antagonist. So it antagonizes which receptors? Option A, only ETA receptor, option B, only ETB receptors, option C, both ETA and ETB receptors, and option D, angiotensin receptors. The correct answer is option C, both ETA and ETB receptors. So friend, our today's section has been completed. Hope you have understand the topic. Thank you.